Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to my stream, welcome to another chapter, yet another, working on that guy right there. That is our 148 scale F-15C, or C, by Great Wall Hobbies. We'll get that intro running, and we'll get started, okay? Okay, so we're back and we're going to continue. Last time we got our engines built. As you can see, I have painted the ends of them. Those are a nice gunmetal color now. And yeah, they're all ready for installation. So basically just put them aside and wait till the end before we put them in. Yeah, so we got those done and we got our tail fins done. Those are done and done, and that's the end of this page. So if we flip over, they want us to start assembling the canopy, but I'm nowhere near ready that. Okay, what I can do today, we can work on getting rid of that seam line that's in the middle of a canopy here and on the front here. Okay, so let me grab my Dremel. This guy right there. We'll take the cutting bit off. We don't need that today. We're going to be using a nice cloth pad. And it's got a little bit of dust on it, whatever, but it's fine. It's fine. For what we're doing, it's fine. Okay. Put that on there. Okay. Ready to go. Okay. All right. So, we're not actually going to be putting the canopy on, but we're going to work on that ugly parting line that's in the middle of it here. Okay, so let's get this off of here. I'm going to work on this part too. Okay, so let me change the camera and I'll point out exactly what I'm talking about in case you can't see it. You don't know what I'm talking about when I say the parting line on it. First of all, we're going to clean up our little nubs off of this part here. Okay, get rid of these. Okay, and this one too. Okay, I'm going to clean up our nubs. We'll do this first. Okay, get these all nice and smooth and everything, so we don't have to worry about that. When we go to install this, it's going to be a nice, smooth, easy, clean fit. There we go. That's good. I'm going to do this side. This is where it was attached on the sprue. And I actually see a little bit of, yeah, I actually see a little bit of flashing on this side here. Right there. Let's clean that off. Okay, let's just make sure that's clean. There we go. Got a nice clean part, except for this. I don't know if the camera, if I get it in the right light, you can see it right there. See that line that's going, that nice hard line going through there? Yeah, that's what we got to get rid of. Okay. And it's the same on this guy. He's got a nice crystal clear sharp line going right through there. We got to get rid of that. It's not supposed to be there. Okay, so first thing I need to do, clean up this nub. You got to be careful on this piece because we've got a little bit of detail on here for when we put it down on the other part. So you don't want to get rid of that detail, but you do want to have your nub smooth. Okay, so that's why I like to kind of go along the parallel line here and clean up that nub until it's nice and smooth and level. There we go. That's just what the doctor ordered. Okay, so what I like to do, I like to use this guy. Some guys just use a knife and kind of scrape that line, but I like to use my razor file. Get right down there because you can feel it. You might be able to hear it if I put it by the mic. You can hear that bite into that line as I just go across it. What's nice about the razor file is when you have a smooth surface, it doesn't bite into anything. But when you have that edge, it bites into it and takes it off. I can already feel that this is pretty much smooth now, just by using the razor file on that. Listen to that. Yeah. So this is the first part. Get rid of this edge that's on there. Any scratches that we happen to create with this, we're going to buff away later. So you don't have to worry about that. That's the least of your worries. I always find it a little bit of a challenge to get right in here in between where they, you know, the dividing thing between the two pieces of glass are. That's always a bit of a challenge for me, but it's not the end of the world. You guys know me, I like to make my models so that they look good from 1 or 2 feet away. And so that's always my goal. Okay, just checking for any flashing. Looks like I got a little bit of flashing around the edge here. Just gonna scrape this away. Even though this is going to be painted, it doesn't matter. Still want to have it nice and crisp. Because, you know, this is going to go on the fuselage and it's going to go in here like this, and it's got to be nice. It's going to be a nice fit, right? It's got to look good on there. So, yeah. Which means this line should be nice and smooth. Okay, so with that cleaned up as best as I can with the file, we'll move it on this one. Do the same thing. Just take any harsh edge off of there that might be there. There's a little bit, but the file takes care of it. And like I said, if you don't have one of these, you can just use your knife and scrape it down, right? This does seem to have a pretty good edge on it here. Even the file is struggling to wear down. But that's okay. We'll get her. We'll get her. And then we're going to polish it up. There we go. Okay. File work is done. Now we're going to take some a compound. I like to just use the polishing compound, the finish. That works good enough for me. I don't really have any issue with it. I'd say the only issue I have is that it kind of splatters a little bit. We'll do this guy first. Take a little bit out of here and dab it on there. We're going to do this a couple of times until basically, again, I say that a lot, don't I? Basically. Until it's pretty much gone. I'm going to take my little cloth and just cover my leg because I'm wearing black pants. I'll pull my garbage can out here. I'm going to do this over here. So let me see if I can actually move the camera. I don't think I can. I'll switch the camera back to this scene here. Okay, so at least you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'll shrink this down a little bit here. There. So you get an idea of what I'm doing at least. So I'm just going to take this and kind of rub it on there a little bit. Fire this up. Minimum speed. Just do it on there. I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just letting it kind of do its thing. I'm going to have to do this 2 or 3 times. Okay. Dab a little more on there. Okay. Push it around a little bit. Minimum speed. Do its thing. It's already looking a lot better than it did. Just from this very simple movement. Now if you get too much speed on it, you start generating some heat, you're going to melt the plastic. It's a, hello sir. Hello, how are you? Okay, the last thing you want to do is generate a bunch of heat on it. Okay. Now I can still see the line through there. I can't feel it with my finger. You're good. Wow, that's good to hear. So it is almost gone, but I can still see a few little bit of rubbing marks in there, so I'm going to use this rubbing compound here, one more, polishing compound, sorry. Polishing compound, get a little bit more. I'm going to change the direction on it. Instead of going sideways like this, I'm going to go this way with it. Okay? Again, just kind of dab it around. And again, I'm just on the very lowest setting. Focus on the middle here. I'm not making a car. Up in the picture on the top right corner, you see it's an F-15. I'm making an airplane. This is the glass for the cockpit. Okay. Give it a little bit of a wipe. It's looking a lot better. I can still see a little bit of a ghost of it in there, so we'll go again. Okay. I'm actually from Canada. I live in the west coast of Canada, near Vancouver, BC. Yep, I'm Canadian, eh? I'm wearing an American F-22 shirt, but I'm Canadian. Where are you from? Am I an investor? No, I don't invest in anything. Inventor? No, I don't invent things either. Yeah, really, I don't invent things. I just build plastic models. That's what I do. I build plastic model kits. I build airplanes, I build tanks, I build cars. I do some sci-fi stuff. Yeah, good stuff. That is looking a lot better just for that now. Let me change the camera and I'll show you what this looks like now. Okay. So there we have it now. And that seam, although you can see the little bit of a squiggly there, but it is pretty much gone. To the naked eye, to me, I can't see that anymore. That is pretty much disappeared. With just a little bit of polishing. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing on this one, which has that seam right down the center. Looking nice. Well, thank you very much. You built a house. Wow. Are you a contractor? Is that how you build a house? See what happens when you get it tuned too fast? It splatters everywhere. Oh, you're a student. You're a student and you built a house? Really? To really burn into that little thing, you need to go across. Again, you don't want to generate a bunch of heat. I built a small plastic house. Oh, you like a model house. You built a model of a house. I understand now. I got you. Okay, let's do this. Get this going here on this half. You're from India. Oh, okay. Really? This particular piece of the canopy looks like it's cleaned up a lot faster than the other piece. Just to my eye, anyway. We're gonna give this a little rub and clean it up and have a look at it here. This is looking already. I got a lot of work to do on this. We still got another round to go. Do I repair mobiles? I'd have to say no, I don't. No, that would be a no. That's a no from me, dog. Okay, I'm gonna go this way now. Change the direction. Once again, don't want to do too much pressure because I don't want to generate a bunch of heat. The fighter plane, fly or not? No, it's just a plastic model. It's just for display. It's just to go on your shelf and look pretty. It just goes on your shelf and it looks pretty. That's the whole point of it. Right now it is mostly assembled. I still got a lot to go on it, but this is it right here. Okay? Yeah. Got a lot to work on still. Still a lot to go, but it's coming along. What can we do to fly it? Well, if you really wanted to fly an airplane that small, you could put some of the stuff like maybe from a drone. You could possibly do that. Use some drone parts to make it. Okay, so I have got rid of about 99% of that line in the back part, but up here we got can still see it. So I got to do this one again. This one is still quite visible here. So we'll put a little bit more. Smear that around a little bit. This is probably going to be the last round I do on it. Okay. Do you use a cylinder in the plan or not to fly it in the plane? Do I use a cylinder in the plane? Well, the inside of it is actually hollow. There's nothing inside. So it's not really meant to be flown. It's just meant to be glued together, and that's it. It's not really designed, the manufacturer never designed this to be actually flown, because all of your control surfaces are all glued in place, so it won't fly. There is no engine inside here, there's nothing, it's just hollow, right? Just hollow, you can see through it there. Yeah, it's hollow, there's nothing inside. It's never designed to really fly. It's supposed to be put together, built, put on display, and that's it. Okay, this here is about as good as I can get it. So I'll show you. Change the camera here, and here we are. Okay, so that line is, I'm going to say, 90% gone. If you catch it in the right light, you might be able to see it, but it's definitely not nearly visible. As it goes through the reflection here, you can kind of see it as it goes through right there, but it doesn't catch the light nearly like it used to. So it's almost gone, but that's about as good as I can do as far as my skill set. So I'm going to call that done. Okay. Do you make its parts from yourself? No, they come in a kit. You get a kit with all the parts like this. All the parts come with this, and you get to put them all together. You get instructions, and you glue them all together. Okay, so we're going to take my little polishing wheel and put it away. Put this back. Get that out of the way. Okay, and got my polishing compound splattered on me a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so that part is done. So when we look at the instructions, it wants us to put the canopy together, but we're not ready for that yet. Okay, that's not going to come until we're getting prepared to actually paint it, because I've got to mask off the canopy here and get it ready for paint. I'm not going to be putting on the air brake because, again, that's going to be displayed open, and so we're going to wait until that's all done. I'm going to have to look at some reference photos to see whether this is supposed to be white like the inside of the landing gear bays are. I don't remember. You know, I've built these planes quite a few times, and I don't remember if the inside of this is actually supposed to be white or not. I'm going to have to check on that. So I'll have to look at some reference photos. I think the next page is going to be dealing with the landing gear, and I'm right. The landing gear we can do some assembly on. I'm going to put the canopy over here out of the way. I'll change the camera. We'll do some assembly on our landing gear. There's really not a lot to assemble on the gear on these planes, but we'll do that, and we'll get the landing gear done today. Okay, so we're going to start with our front main landing gear, and I have that already painted, and that's already ready to go. Okay. Yes, you can buy it, although you're in India, so I don't know where you would buy it from, but there's plenty of online vendors that would ship this kit to you. Let's see here. So off of our J tree, J8 and 9 is our front landing gear, our tires. So we'll take these off of here. I pre-painted these wheels, obviously. They don't come like this. And in painting them, I discovered that they undergate them. I was going to just take one off and glue them together on the sprue, and then paint them like that as one piece, just connected on the sprue. But they're undergated, which means they have it connected on the tree on a spot that's going to be hidden right here, which means I got a nub right there on the inside of the tire. Because I also buy my mobile from Amazon. Yeah, you can definitely buy these model kits from Amazon. This particular kit, I forget if I bought it on Amazon or not. I'll be honest, I don't remember. I may have bought it on Amazon, but I may also have bought it on eBay. No, I bought this one on eBay. This one was bought on eBay. I got this on eBay, not Amazon. I have bought lots of kits on Amazon though. Okay, so we've got 2 little pegs and 2 little holes. Let's line those up and see if it goes together nice. Looks like it. Okay, there we go. Let's get some glue. Just a sec here. There we go. Glue down the center. There we go. Okay. So that tire's together. Let's do all the tires. Let's do them all at once. Okay. This kit, unlike the Tamiya kit, actually has the flat spot on the tires. They're weighted. Well, so that also means when you put these tires on, they're going to go on one particular way, because otherwise they're going to look stupid. So you got to make sure of that, okay? Because they've got a flat spot on them. So let's line these up. Just like that. I'm pretty sure, you know, I have the Tamiya 148 kit sitting on a shelf. I haven't really paid much attention to it. I haven't looked at it in a long time. I'm gonna have to dig that. I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. I'm pretty sure the wheels on that one are round and not flat. They don't have the flat spots like these do. That's a nice little detail that Great Wall Hobby has done with this kit. You repair the mobile. I also like to draw drawings. Oh, cool. You know, when I was younger, I used to think of myself as a bit of an artist. I used to like to draw stuff. But I learned as a teenager I didn't really have the talent for it compared to somebody who really does. And so I used to take art classes and stuff like that, and then I'd see other guys doing drawings and paintings and stuff like that, and how they really had talent, and that I was just really faking it, really. And although I would say my artistic skills are maybe a little better than average when it comes to like an actual artist, somebody. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Compared to a real artist, yeah. Okay, I gotta find my G tree. I think the G tree is the clear one. No, the clear tree is S. Although these look like the lights that go on the front. Yet I don't know what's going on there. Let's find the G tree. That's J, so let's find the G. G, that's F, T, that is C, Q, B, A, O, and O, I, R, N. Okay, this is one of the things that's pretty cool about this. We've got to find the G tree, G3 and 4. At the back of the book, where it shows us all the sprues, what does the G tree look like? The G tree is literally this one, with nothing but those two pieces. I don't think I actually have that in my kit. I don't think that came in my kit. Then again, the S tree that the canopy came on looks different than this. This is what the tree looks like, and it's got these two extra parts. So that's that. That's these two. And those are totally different. So, looking at our landing gear here, put it in this position. Our two lights. One goes here, the big guy goes here, the little one goes here on this little notch. Okay. What I'd like to do, unfortunately, you know, normally they use two pieces where you have the little cup for the back and you paint the inside of that silver and then you put the clear lens over. We don't have the option with this, so I'm going to use my Molotow and I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to use a brush because I just want to kind of touch on the back of this. Just do that. Okay, do the same with the little one. Okay, there we go. Let's wipe that off. And that's how you paint without using a brush. Now the Molotow's never really gonna dry. And that's just the way Molotow is, because it's ink, it's not actually paint. So if you want to wait for Molotow to harden, it's never really gonna harden up on you. It'll get to a point where it's okay to touch, but if you happen to rub your finger on it, you're just going to rub that super chrome shine right away, and yeah, and you'll be disappointed because it's going to turn silver instead of chrome. It's going to look like chrome until you touch it, and then as soon as you touch it, suddenly it looks like silver. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's the way Molotow is, because it's, again, it's ink, it's not paint. So, that being said, we need a little bit of paint, a little bit of glue. I'm going to put a little dab of glue on here, and we'll do the little guy first. Pick him up. Okay, you want to do that? That's fine. Unfortunately, the easiest way is to do it by hand. There we go. He's in place. And then we'll put this little dab of glue on this one. And a little bit more There we go. I want him kind of turned around. Like that. And into his spot he goes. And there we go. We've got our 2 lights put in on our landing gear. Just like that. Okay. That's how they go. So I'm going to test fit the tire. Where did he go? There he is. We're going to test fit our wheel. Kind of goes onto that shaft pretty good, but I'm going to scrape away a bit of the paint just to make sure. He goes on well enough that I'm pretty sure if I put the glue on there, that's going to act like a lubricant and it'll be fine, but I want to make sure of that. So I'm just going to scrape away the little bit of paint that's on that axle shaft. Okay, put some glue on there. The front tire does not have a flat spot on it, not like the rears. There we go. Perfect, just like that. Okay. There we go. There's our front landing gear done. So put him down. There's a few decals to put on there. So we'll do that later. I'll do the decals off camera just to get those done. We've already got our rear tires assembled. So now we'll focus on the actual gear. So we're going to go J15. It's this guy here. 15. We're going to do J7, which is one of this guy right here. Okay, J7, and then J1, number 1, this guy. I actually got to clean this up a little bit. Let me grab my thinner. And Q-tip. Doing my weathering, I used a little bit of the black panel liner on these guys. And it's a little too heavy. I gotta clean this up in there a little bit. It's just a little too much. There we go. Just get to a point where it's cleaned up in there. It's not quite so black. Okay. That's better. So number 1, this one. This one, number 1. Okay, there we go. So how do these go together? I get this guy here. It's a little hard to tell. This part is supposed to go under here. This. Okay. So right here is a little peg sticking out, and there's this little tiny thing sticking out right there, and that's where we're going to line this up on. Okay. This has a tiny little notch right there and a little hole right underneath there. And that's how this is going to line up. It's going to line up just onto that little notch like this. There's a kind of a little notch right in here, and that's where it's supposed to kind of settle into right there. Kind of just like that. So I'm just going to hold it. And that's how it sits. Of course, if I keep bumping it around, it's not going to glue, it's not going to hold. There we go. So you can see how that's supposed to go. Okay? That's how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to look like that. Okay? So it kind of just settles in on that spot there. Right? And then we have this piece, the J7, is going to go in between, basically across our shock, our hydraulic shock there. Put a couple little dabs of glue where it's going to sit. Place him in his new home like that, and he went in there pretty flawlessly, just like that. Okay, I'm going to take a tire. Obviously this is going to sit down like that, so your tire has to go in a particular direction. Before I even test fit, I'm going to get rid of my paint on this axle here. Okay. And I'm going to clean up this nub. There we go. So pick a tire, any tire, doesn't matter. Yep, fits on there perfect. And of course it could spin, but you're supposed to have the flat side down, right? Now the F-15 landing gear does sit pretty straight up and down, so just kind of put it so that your flat spot's at a 90-degree angle to the main shaft, and you should be good to go. That's what I'm going to do. Flat spot right about there. That's about 90 degrees to it. There we go. Let's see. Hello, sir. Yes, I'm doing good. How did you create your photo in 2D in the logo? Which photo? Are you talking about, are you referring to this photo, or are you talking about my my face, the picture of my face? That one I just did in Photoshop. The channel logo. Yeah, that was just a Photoshop thing. Just some very limited skills in Photoshop. I think if I can do that anybody can. It's pretty... I don't have a lot of Photoshop skills, and I could do it, so yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the other side. Before I glue anything to this, I'm going to clean up the nub where it was attached on the sprue. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of the paint on the axle here. Yes, I have YouTube also. If you go on my YouTube, you're going to see all my videos of everything that I build. I've got just about 500 videos on YouTube. Like I said, I build all kinds of things. I build all kinds of planes and tanks, cars. I build Gundams. Oh, it's been a while since I've built a Gundam, but yeah, really I have. Okay, I just want to clean this up a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be the same, it's just the opposite side. But this is going to tuck in right in here. Although I have a little bit of flashing on this one, so I'm going to have to clean this up here. Just right there. Yeah, I definitely invite you to check out my YouTube channel. So I got lots of videos there. You can also check out my Instagram. My Instagram, I upload still pictures of everything that I build. I take pictures of everything that I've finished building and I put it up on my Instagram channel. If you should so choose, you can check that out too. Okay, so our little arm is on there, just like on the other side. Okay, just like that. That's all done. Okay. Now I'll put our other piece on. Go. There we go. And that guy's in. And finally, get our tire test fit. There we go. Okay. Glue. Line up our fence. You're not using hashtags and descriptions of your videos. Maybe that's why your videos is not reaching to viewers. I actually do. Well, I don't use hashtags, but I do use the tags on my YouTube channel. Where's the flat spot? Flat spot's there. There we go. There we go. Landing gear number 2, or it's actually number 3. Finished. Just like that. Well, I think in the instructions we're probably supposed to start putting it all together. I can't do that now because I've got a lot of painting I need to do. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to get ready to start doing some painting on the fuselage so that I can do that next time. Okay. As I'm kind of running out the clock here for today, getting this done. in YouTube, you also do painting. Yes, I do. Yep. In fact, painting is what I'm going to be doing next time. What I'm going to do is get this all masked off. I got to mask off the cockpit here so that I don't get paint in there. I'm going to spray it with the black primer. Okay. I'm going to mask off. Obviously, I got to mask off this too, and mask off. I don't actually have to mask it off, but I got to put the panels in for the landing gear bay doors and all that fun stuff. I'm going to be using the Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black. So you like painting too? That's awesome. I'm going to use the Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black. That's going to be my primer. So unfortunately, when I do that, you guys aren't going to be able to see any of the detail on the plane because it's black and the cameras don't pick up any detail once this stuff is black. But what you will see is me painting the actual gray color of the plane and doing that. That is what I'm going to do next time. Okay. So, again, I'm going to be using, for the regular color of the plane, we're going to be using our 8K interactive air colors in the airbrush. And we're going to be using these two different colors for our paint scheme. One's a little bit lighter than the other. It's kind of funny. One is called Aggressor Gray and one is Dark Gray, but the dark gray, it's hard to say which one's actually dark and which not. But anyway, we're going to be doing the lighter gray. Okay, that's what's going to be next. Okay, but that is where I need to leave it for today, guys. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for the conversation there. And yeah, this is where I'm going to have to leave it for now. Yeah, we'll see you later. And yeah, so dude, check out my Twitch channel. Follow me on there if you feel like it. Down in the description box, you'll see some links to my Twitch, to my Instagram, stuff like that. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, leave lots of comments. I love to see them. And we'll see you all in the next one.